filming?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be in the video.
Say hi to the camera.
Back there, we have some water.
A pet moose.
A pet. No, you don't.
Oh yeah.
Moose is not
That's a bucket.
Somebody bring the shovel and somebody bring the sieve.
It's cold.
Get in here. Get in here. All right, you've done it before, so you're.
Ooh, this is cold.
Right.
Does this place not have a filter?
It's the Honeymoon
Honeymoon Island, there we go.
It's blue.
Hey, this is hermit crab right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so take a look at your map. Where are we?
In the water.
We're at Station 1.
Are we right where I marked Station 1?
I don't know.
Where are we?
Station 1's at the end of the parking lot. Something huge just jumped over. It wasn't a fish. It was,
Oh.
look, another one.
Mullet.
They're just mullets. It's fine.
Are we? Not Loch Ness. I'm not.
We're in Crystal Lake in the U.S.
This is Fran. Love Professor Fran.
What was it?
We got a picture though.
All right, very cool.
What was it?
Hermit crab. It's a jellyfish.
It's a jellyfish.
Careful, don't touch a jellyfish. Step back from a jellyfish. Guys, step back from a jellyfish. Bridge over the big lagoon, right? And if you look at your map, this is a smaller lagoon. Okay, everybody's freaking out about the jellyfish. Come on to the shore. And get me about a third of a shovel of sediment, please. And bring it up to the shore.
I don't want to get out. This is so great.
If it's a piece of coral, it needs to stay at the beach. If it is a sponge, a soft thing, it needs to stay at the beach. Okay? When we came back from Guadalupe, if somebody had tried to bring corals, it's a $20,000 fine. The reason why is that they don't know if it was alive or dead when you collected it. Right? And dead or alive, right? Dead coral becomes habitat for other critters, and it becomes part of the sedimentary environment. Right? We need that material here, not in your pockets. Right? So if you have a piece of coral or a sponge or something to that effect, take pictures of it, leave it here. Okay? Respect the environment you're in. The whole thing about field work is generally take only pictures, leave only footprints. Unless you're me and I bring home bags of sand. But I have a permit to do so there. All right. So, right? Shells you can take as long as there's no life in those shells. Okay? Please don't think it's cool to kill a hermit crab, bring it home, all that kind of jazz. It's not cool. All right? And it totally goes against everything I'm trying to teach you here. Everybody with me there? All right? Now what we saw up here, I haven't been out here since the storm. So we saw, poor David, you're standing there with the shovel. You can come lay it up next to the sieves. Who's got the sieves?
I'm over here with them.
Okay, come. You can lay the shovel next to the sieves. We're going to sieve it in a minute. Sieve it in a minute. There's a rap song in there somewhere. Lay it next to Mary. Just don't lose most
I
of the
like how you
sediment.
put a noodle on there.
Well, that's actually, usually I bring a wetland shovel. They're longer and thinner, and they're only about this high, so they're really good for this kind of work, but it's lent out at the moment for someone who's doing another field trip today. So that's my fossil hunting shovel. And when you're in the Peace River, see?
Yeah, to avoid getting stung, you know, watch where you're going in the water. And then when you do get stung, we found that vinegar helps
Yep.
relieve the pain.
Yep.
Change your pH.
I usually carry ammonia, but I did not bring some today, guys, so just be careful.
And also, we found that if you rub something like a credit card in one direction, that will get all those out of there too.
It helps with the nematocysts. Do you guys know what the nematocysts are? Those are the stinging cells in a jellyfish. They can actually disengage from the jellyfish, so you can get a nematocyst in you even if you haven't been around a jellyfish. That's the first time I've seen jellyfish when we've been out here, actually.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Cool. Very cool.
I'm noticing some storm deposits along the beach. You know, piles of shell that don't usually
Sure.
section themselves that
Sure,
way.
especially on the north end too. Hurricane Irma did take some sand away, and then the storm right after Irma brought sand back. It was very interesting, yeah, to see the deposits of shells in different areas on the beach, you know, scalloping out the shoreline. It was really cool, very interesting. It changes every day out here. It's an adventure.
Very cool. I heard that you had some big tree loss on the North Trail.
Yeah, I would say at least a dozen went over the trail that we had to cut up with chainsaws to give us access again. And then, of course, more fell off of the trails, and we just let them be.
So what do you think the salinity is in this water?
Probably greater than what's out there.
Really?
Wasn't it?
35 ppt.
What the salinity is here, right? We're on the back barrier lagoon, right? We're not on the big lagoon, but we're in a sub-lagoon of the barrier island itself.
35 ppt.
Think it's greater or less than? Do you see a freshwater input here? No. What do you think, Ranger?
There's no fresh water here yet. Maybe the mangroves, that's all.
Yeah, it's a little bit less, but just a little bit, right? Make sense? But the energy here is very different. That's why we're able to see mud here. At low tide, you can see oyster bars over that way. That might be some oyster bars sticking up just in that little split right there. Might be just the tips of some oyster bars. But you can see the mudflat development. If you stand out and look, see the light gray area, the light brown areas? Those are the mudflats developing because we have a lower energy environment here. So it can start building, and that's how these things get connected in between, right? The spit built out, it created a protected area that wasn't getting hit by the waves, right? And so these mudflats were able to develop in this little back barrier. Another mullet? Is that what we saw?
Yeah.
Those fish that jump are mullet.
Keep jumping over there.
There's plenty of them in here. Plenty of them in here.
What's the deepest part do you think this place is?
Right in here, this doesn't get very deep at all. This doesn't get very deep at all.
6 foot.
I don't know that you could walk across that without the water getting above your head, but I don't think it would go any deeper than 10, 15 feet. Would you agree with that?
I would say less than 15, right?
Yeah, right through here. Once you get to the end of the spit, of course, it's going to get deeper faster.
Talking about that?
Yeah, that sediment that we took out of the sub-lagoon.
Like a whole shovel?
Yep, drop it in there. Put the lid on and shake it vigorously. All right, now somebody else in the other bucket, grab one of the little tips. Jack, one of you can grab this tip while he's having the shake
Alright. How long do I take this thing for?
Until I am no longer amused.
It's a workout.
Yeah, see, you said you needed to work
Cardio
out.
and arms.
Okay, hold on. No, you need to shake it with that up. Okay?
What?
Well, now we need to start over.
No, there's nothing that leaves here.
Didn't you see stuff come out? We saw stuff come out. We need to do grain size distribution. Add a little more to the top.
What's the spoon in there for?
Let me see the
Yeah,
trowel.
that's from other events.
So what do I do?
Remnant right there.
Put more in.
Oh no. Somebody else can take over for Alan.
Please do.
Open it.
Excellent, come on. There you go. All right, Ariel, take a turn, pass it around. Pretend you're preparing a margarita.
Oh, thank
We
you.
don't have to do that yet.
It's always for Bondo.
Okay.
Shaken.
You're in high
Sarah, you're preparing bug juice for band camp. How about that?
Shaken, not stirred, remember.
Shake it sideways.
Thank you.
No, you're not supposed to shake
Not
it
that
sideways.
way. This way.
Uh-oh, I did not. You're right.
The one next to you.
All right, Elizabeth, come on
Oh.
over here. Start a sample for me.
You want me to do what?
Come sit right here.
Dead.
Alex, if you would get the other kid.
Me,
Just like this.
Alex.
Yes,
Okay.
bucket. Sit. Okay, here's your source. Okay, your sample material. Read the directions. One of you run me a phosphate analysis. One of you run me a nitrate analysis. And you together are going to run one dissolved oxygen. The dissolved oxygen takes the longest, so do that first.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing.
Read the directions.
Oh,
They're really
okay. Okay.
I'm doing phosphate.
What am I doing?
describe it.
Which one am I doing? What am I doing?
Gonna drop
You
it.
do phosphate, you do nitrate,
Okay.
you both do dissolved, well here, somebody else can come and do dissolved oxygen. Fisher, come run that dissolved oxygen analysis, please. They have the directions.
Where does it say
Start at
nitrate?
dissolved oxygen. Run through until you see your assigned parameter.
It didn't work at all.
You just flip through, right? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're not doing coliform bacteria. There's your dissolved oxygen. Do that first. Okay, then you flip through and find. Which one did I tell you to do, Alex?
Nitrate.
There's nitrate. And then you continue to flip through and she'll do phosphate. Okay, so let him start the DO.
Okay.
Just like dip this in.
Yeah.
It's natural water, won't hurt you. Just dip it till it's full.
Here.
Okay, and don't agonize over having exactly the right amount. Make sure you read the directions though, and if it has to be half full or all the way full. How we doing with the shaking?
Alex,
We've gone through 3 people now.
Excellent.
You want me to try?
We're gonna do this at a couple locations, so everybody will get a turn to shake.
Yahoo. I'm
Were you
so
worrying about
happy.
the temperature? You don't have a thermometer.
What you got? Oh my gosh.
Hey, Elizabeth,
you get?
around the
Okay.
What are you supposed to look at?
Okay, now what I want you to do is take those and take each layer and
Wait,
just
there's different.
see that's in layers. Yeah,
Okay.
you sometimes need a trowel to
I'm gonna do
unwedge
this.
them.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Metal
Probably not.
Okay. Don't spill anything out. Just set them separate. Okay, yeah, just set them next to each other in a line. That's fine. Because it's wet, it's going to get stuck a little. That's why we had to do a lot of shit. If we were doing this in the lab, we would dry it and bake it to get the organics out. Heat it up. Just cook it in an oven.
So it gets finer and finer.
It doesn't. Yes. Okay, we'll talk about what that is. We'll let them get their samples prepped. I think you might have the wrong container for DO. I think you need the tiny jars.
There are tiny jars, I know.
There are tiny jars in
There
there.
are tiny jars in this.
Yeah, each one has tiny jar. I think you need the Neo jars. It's in a plastic bag. Everybody, thank you. Go ahead, describe to everybody your method, what you had to do to run your sample. That's okay. Just describe your methodology.
So I had to put the water in it, and then the pill.
Okay. Did you put the right amount?
Yeah.
Did it say the full vial or the half vial?
No, it said to the 10.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
And I'm waiting for it to
And then you
dissolve.
let it run for a particular amount, okay? What we're doing here is fairly low tech, right? We have a tablet in there that reacts with the parameter we're looking for and results in a color, right? So there's shades on our key. Show everybody the key, please, Elizabeth. All right, once it's run and the analysis is complete, it's simply colorimetric to get a range of concentrations that would yield that particular color. Okay, so it's a nice low-tech, easy thing to do in the field. We don't have to bring big gear or pay people thousands of dollars to run our analysis. All right, some things we can tell pretty well in the field. Has DO run through its time already?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so dissolved oxygen. Would we expect there to be more oxygen or less oxygen in a back barrier environment?
Left.
Why?
Less turbidity.
Less turbidity, right? Let's see if that's true. We talked about the salinity here, right? But this is directly connected to the salt water around, right? And we don't have a river input here. So we would have a little bit lower salinity just because rainwater is going to get caught in here, but not a huge differential, right? So this would be kind of brackish, but not what we would consider a total brackish environment. Almost everything that's growing here is a marine species, right? Make sense? Our estuarine species. But is this a real estuary? Is this a drowned river valley? Agreed. Right? So it's a back barrier lagoon, right? Mid-barrier lagoon, because we're still within the barrier island. That right over there is still the barrier island. Okay? That over there is where we talked about the trail that has all the ospreys and those big tall trees. Right? And if you walk up there, it's about a 1 mile round soft sand. There's like a beach that you have all to yourself right at the end of that trail. It's a very cool day trip. All right? So, what was our dissolved oxygen concentration?
According to the key, about 8 ppm.
About 8 ppm. That's actually kind of a lot at the surface, right? Right. Usually in monitor wells, when we're doing that sort of work, anything more than 4 is considered having interacted with the surface. Right? Which means it's not representative of the center of the aquifer. Make sense? Okay, so do we have that down? 8 ppm DO. Dissolved oxygen.
Is that for the first sample?
Yep, their sample. Yeah, these are all station 1. You write station 1, station 1, station 1, and then phosphate DO. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3 station 1 samples, phosphate, nitrate DO, and then results. Okay. There is a wastewater bottle in one of these buckets. Please pour what's in your vial once you're done. And the one marked wastewater. There you go.
I have the nitrate.
Okay, is the nitrate run its time?
Yes.
Okay. What are our
Okay.
results for nitrate?
5 ppm nitrate
5 ppm. What is ppm?
per million.
Parts per million. And what is that? Units per liter when we're talking about a concentration. Grams, micrograms, or milligrams? ppm.
Milligrams.
Milligrams per liter. Okay. All right. Is our phosphate done? Not yet? Need a couple more minutes for phosphate. Is it starting to turn a color?
No, that's the wrong one. I messed up.
Oh, we just ran a different analysis, so we don't have good data right now. No big deal. We're going to run other ones. Okay. No worries. Go ahead and discharge it. Waste. Right?
Waste.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with the waste?
Hmm?
What do you do with the waste?
Manage it in the lab. We just buffer it and put it down the sink. Because we're just doing phosphate nitrates, you know.
That
If
goes
we
in
were
the
doing
aquifer.
petroleum products, it'd be a whole other animal, right?
That goes in the aquifer.
Hmm?
That goes
Not,
in the
not until after it goes to the wastewater treatment plant for treatment.
This looks like crystal clear natural water. There's no chemicals in here.
Do I put this back in here?
Don't drink it. Put a cap on it. Let's pack it up. And we'll move on to station 2. Like this out here. It's usually not so steep. Right? What do you think the grain size would be in there? Even finer than there, right? Because it's not getting tidal pulsing. It's not getting any of the oceanic energy, right? So this has become almost an enclosed lake for the most part. All right, so this eventually will fill, right? Especially if it continues to have overwash. You can see a storm channel, right? All this overwash brought a lot of water. You can see the line right here where it was channeled down the beach so it can get back to the ocean.
Now, this one will have a higher salinity count than the ocean, right? This one will have a higher salinity count than the ocean, right?
Maybe by a
Because of
tiny bit, just because of
evaporation.
evaporation it's contained. But again, rain gets caught in here too, so we'd have to
All depends on the season. No.
classic nearshore structure here, right? You got your swash zone. You see high energy stuff moving back and forth where the highest energy is, right? Most movement is. You have a marked high tide line, right, where you have this material lining up. Well-developed berm, even though somebody's been playing the berm game, yes?
Yep.
Back shore, and instead of a cliff, right, you've got our dune line there. And what's keeping those dunes where they are, right? And you can see areas where the water has come through and eroded the front of it, and where those roots are holding is where the material stayed. Pretty basic, yeah? Go ahead and put the bottle, before you take the top off. Keep the lid on it, put the bottle about a foot below the surface of the water, and then fill it. Is that good?
Foot below.
A foot below, where the top of it is a foot below the surface. There you go. That's good. Now just take the lid off, let it fill. Awesome. Put the lid on it. And we'll run the analysis when we get an additional sample over into our That's the big lagoon, right? What we were just on was a sub-lagoon that was, right, within the island, right? So that was an interbarrier lagoon. That's the lagoon behind the barrier island, right? Of our granitic source for this beach sediment, right? Do you remember us talking about the story of Florida and how there's carbonate banks that were built out here, but so much of Florida is Appalachian dandruff, right? The eroded and weathered remnants of granitic material, granite, right? So most of this is quartz, and actually we didn't take a sediment sample at our last station. I think we should take one or two here to bring over and look at, right? But a lot of this stuff is the remnants of the granite that was broken down to build this beach. The heavy minerals that are in there, as soon as the waste materials come up, it separates itself out. If you were to dig down, oh golly, we have a couple of trowels, don't we? Get out a couple of trowels. Who's got the buckets? Trowels or the little shovels? Pull out one from each bucket. Anybody who wants one, have one. Okay?
What am I doing?
Dig down. See if you can see, stay a little bit out of the water zone, and see if you can see layering. Look at that. See the layers?
Yeah.
Okay, and look at the layer beneath it. It's the sand stuff. Larger shell material, right? So if you were to take a jar and put gravel in it and sand in it and clay in it, right, and shake up with water and shake it up, how would it settle out? Excellent, Erica. The big stuff would settle at the bottom, the heavy stuff would settle at the bottom, the sand would be in the middle, and the fines would be on top, right? Well, that's what the water and the
Let me go
swaths
back
are
here.
So whoever else had a trowel over here, you can dig down and you can see layering.
Shadow?
Yeah.
So fast, sorry.
Okay?
Yeah.
I would like two people to
There's the layering.
get me a trowel full of sand that we're going to carry with us to the visitor center.
Here, I gotcha.
The other location. We sifted it over there.
Professor, is this a trowel?
No, a trowel is these little shovels.
Boom,
Alright?
boom, boom.
Who has the sieves? If you would please get one of the empty bottles. You don't have to go down the slope, but just get some water so we can walk through the sample if we need to. Okay, set it down and see how it looks.
They're not turtle season. They're like onions.
Okay, hold up, don't separate it yet. Okay, pretty much everything is in one of these sections. Does everybody agree? Yes. Do we think in this situation it could be because of wet material?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm waiting for what channel is playing. I'm sorry. Okay, so what happens if we wash it down a little bit? Careful not to get that. Can't put too much in because we don't want to fill the bottom sieve. Now here, look, it definitely moved through a lot more, didn't it? Everybody agree?
Great.
Yeah? Okay, split them up, lay them out, please.
Lift up. Twist, turn, twist, turn, twist, turn, twist, turn. Go.
It's not coming.
All right, one. There you go.
Ready?
Look, you're going to spill the sample. Use a trowel to wedge it. Or the shovel. Oh, we don't have a shovel. You just put these in the side and just boop. Okay, you just kind of wedge it in there and work it sideways.
Oh! I dropped my gum!
I almost stabbed him.
I dropped my gum.
I dropped his gun.
It's not funny.
Yeah,
I'm a gum chewer.
He shot him. Yeah, use what you've got. It's better to get in there. Here, hold on. Let him use his Leatherman. You probably use your knife, not your... What you need? Hold on. You don't need something to pull with. You need something to get in here and wedge. Do you have just a screwdriver head? Just a flat head will be all we need.
Your knife. Bradley, thank you.
Or your file.
There we go. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Thank you. Take it out, lay him out. See, he's just wedging them. See what I mean? Thank you, Daniel. water.
I knew I could.
If you want. Ew.
Wash it off in the sea.
It might be a little salty.
You guys want to help him with the Yeah, it takes a lot of wedging once they've been wet. There you go. So now he's being smart. Doing little by little as you go. All right. Lay him out in order for me, please, guys. Daniel's done his part. Please don't close it that way. You're about to freak me out picking out your camera art.
No, let's not do that. Hey, it wouldn't
What did I
mean.
do with the trowel I almost stabbed Alan
It
with?
wouldn't mean I wouldn't be going to the ER though. Oh, it's in my book bag. What? I just came.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've had fish dip, crackers. Good stuff.
Oh my God, she's so messy.
Oh, dude, I love snapper.
They can, but not very
I'm a big mahi mahi man there.
Oh, look at that. Hey, you saw that? Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that was a good job.
You like
I
sushi?
need to scoop again.
You got to fill this
I
thing up.
love a spicy tuna roll.
Yeah.
Or like the gallop.
Yeah, it was.
And we're not sending somebody back out there for that. We can lick the sand regardless.
Oh, no, you're fine. No, I have a cigarette.
That came out of my mouth. I'm not like.
Absolutely no insulation whatsoever. Alright?
I thought they would be older by now. You know, I thought they'd be older by now.
Yeah, that's why.
Could be older.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, we're going to split up in two groups here. We're going to split up in two groups here so that we do not overwhelm the visitor center, alright? They're very, very nice volunteers that work at the visitor center. I would very much not like it if they didn't tell me how obnoxious my students were later, okay? Can we do that? They volunteer their time to do that. Please respect them. They're very nice people. Okay? Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You guys are one group. Okay? So,
Where are we going?
yeah, just lay it there. So, you're going to do two things in this time. Alright? And if you don't finish up top, that's fine. Do just past the building here. There's a little entrance for a flora walk. It's just a little garden thing. It's a tiny loop that's not much bigger than this little bit of trees. Okay? Do a quick loop. Take a look at your plant stuff. They might match some of the pictures in your packet. Okay? Now's the time to start reading signs and paying attention to something other than me waving my arms and stuff. Okay? So there's a little loop there. Shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to do that loop. Then you're going to come along here and you're going to enter this trail. Okay? One of the pictures, if you look at the first page with 4 pictures, the top left is a picture I took just inside this trail last year. Alright, and it's poison ivy. No moleste. Stay on the path. Okay? Stay on the path. Watch where your feet are. Watch what your legs are brushing next to. Okay? Rattlesnakes hang out off the path. Respect them. Okay? If you see a snake, if you see any critter, we generally do not touch them. Okay? We're going to respect the nature as we see it. If you see something that you know is a rattlesnake or a snake that has a triangular head, we do not make sudden movements. We back away slowly. Okay? It's the only way to do it. Okay? When you see a critter that could hurt you, be cool. Everybody okay with that? Alright? Okay, so you should maybe spend 10 minutes or so over there. Right? You'll come and do this path. Won't take you very long. It's just a little loop and it comes out right here. And then you go up into the visitor center. Take a look around. By the time you're done doing all those three things, you should be able to answer most of the questions in your packet. Right? And then you come back here and ask me questions at about 2 o'clock. That seem reasonable? The rest of you are going to split up and do some sampling while they're walking around doing the thing. Okay? And go.
I'll leave this here.
Or you can just look at it through a microscope. through your magnifying glasses just so you can see that this is not just flecks of unknown stuff, right? You guys did the lab, but a lot of you did the lab online. Right? The folks who did the in-person lab will be bored by this part, and that's okay. Find bits of shell. If somebody finds me a nice foraminifera, I'll be very pleased by that. Right? Probably a couple of points pleased if it's a whole foraminifera. So that would be really nice. Alright, and if you find unique features in here, just let me know. So we've got these here. Who has not helped run a sample or been active in this day? Jared, what have you done today? Not much? Come sit and run some sampling. How about you, Jack?
Water.
You did collect the water. Are we all going to really argue about that? Okay, so we're going to run 3 analysis while we're here. Sit down. It's all right. Anybody else who hasn't been very active? Everybody's been participating? Huh? Okay, come sit. All right. So, read the directions just like they did over there. You're going to do phosphate, nitrate, and dissolved oxygen. Dissolved oxygen takes the longest time, so do that one first. And that one uses the Nittel vial. Okay, one of these. Are these in both of the kits? Whoever split this for me? If not, you come over here and get one, okay? All right, so you just read through the directions. They tell you real clearly what you need to do. You just flip through until you find dissolved oxygen first, and phosphate and nitrate, okay? So, half of you stay here, the other half go over there and do the exact same thing. All right? Have at it. Work it through. I'll keep this out of your way.
No fertilizer.
Did I leave my phone back there? I think I did.
Pop quiz, everybody.
I'll do that.
Pop quiz. What does a 10, 10, 10 stand for?
It's gonna be like the nitrate.
Bigfoot in his natural habitat. I said Bigfoot in his natural habitat, but I think so. She said it's just gonna be little.
There's a nest somewhere.
Are those roses or no? I don't think so. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
I like things that propel me, not propel me, propel them. And it just all of a sudden is, yeah.
The photos have no
So if you see a rattlesnake, go up to it.
Exactly. Just let it bite your foot. It can't bite through your shoe.
Don't mind it.
Great little flats area. Dude, if I had a little Hughes, 17-foot Hughes boat, I'd just freaking fishing pool. You ever fly fish before?
One of the names that were
I used to fly fish off my dock, but I've never been like actual like fly fishing in like the mountains and stuff. But they did it out here on the flats for like bonefish and redfish and stuff like that. The fly fishing ain't really casting the lure, you're casting the line. So it's 9 to 12.
Or cactus or whatever.
Ryan?
I think when I was younger, we used to like play in these trees and things like. I don't know.
Here, but the big ones don't like.
Tampa Bay? Skyway.
Skyway Bridge?
Oh, yeah.
Like when I
Smooth,
saw
all
the
that
lake
stuff.
before I could swim, it was like a picture of the rock.
Hey,
Freeze
yeah,
fry
you gotta
watched
go
on
out
Discovery Channel
offshore.
and there's a giant jellyfish. Because when you're a kid, you don't know the difference
Right under the
between
bridge?
fresh and salt when you're 6 years old. So it's like,
Yeah, you just think everything lives everywhere. Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, is that red?
There's two favorite. Make sure my feet are going forward. I tend to sway out to the side and walk like a duck. I got cold ones in the cooler right now. Dude, I used to have 300 people out of my range at one time. Total ragers.
I'm not a party type of girl. I'm not a party type of girl, but I like.
Where do we go?
Yeah. I don't like going to clubs.
The only way you can go?
I like spending $10 on an 18 pack of beer. Fire, a whole bunch of beer pong tables, cornhole, loud music.
Oh.
I will crush y'all with some cornhole.